There's a place in northern Africa where a lake holds a chilling secret. It is a body of water with a terrifying power, the ability to turn living animals into stone-like statues. Imagine walking along its shores and seeing not sand or pebbles, but perfectly preserved figures of birds and bats, frozen in their final moments. This isn't a scene from a fantasy movie. This is Lake Natron, a real and profoundly strange location. The water here is so alkaline, with a pH level as high as 10.5, that it can burn the skin and eyes of most creatures. But that's not its only secret. The lake is rich in a chemical compound called nitron, a mixture of sodium carbonate and baking soda that was once used by the ancient Egyptians for mummification. When an unsuspecting animal falls into the lake, this unique chemical composition begins a rapid and eerie process. The water acts as a preservative, calcifying the bodies with incredible speed and precision. Instead of decomposing, the animal's tissues harden, its feathers and fur crystallizing, its form locked in place. The result is a gallery of natural statues, each one a testament to the lake's deadly embrace. You might see a flamingo, its long legs still poised for a step, or a dove, its wings slightly spread as if it was about to take flight. They stand motionless, silent guardians of the water's edge. Local legends speak of a curse, a malevolent spirit residing within the lake that claims any life daring to touch its surface. They tell stories passed down through generations, warning children to stay far away from the quiet, reddish waters. To them, these stone animals are not a scientific curiosity, but a solemn reminder of the lake's power. It's a place to be respected and feared, a boundary between the world of the living and a realm of silent, eternal stone. Scientists, of course, look for a different kind of explanation. They point to the extreme alkalinity and the high concentration of sodium carbonate as the primary culprits. They explain that the process, known as calcification, happens when the natron from the water infiltrates the animal's body, preserving it before it can decay. It's a perfect storm of geological and chemical conditions, a natural coincidence of epic proportions. But here's where the story gets even stranger. While science can explain the how, it struggles to fully explain the why with such perfection. Why are the animals preserved with such life-like detail? The precision of the petrification is uncanny. It's not just a hardened lump. It's a detailed sculpture. Every feather on a bird's wing, every wrinkle on a bat's face is captured as if an artist had painstakingly carved it from stone. This level of detail is what continues to baffle research. How can a natural process be so exact, so artistic in its execution? The lake itself is a paradox. From a distance, its water can appear a startling blood red, a color caused by salt-loving microorganisms that thrive in these harsh conditions. It's a beautiful yet deeply unsettling sight. This vibrant color contrasts sharply with the pale gray figures that line its shores. It's a landscape of life and death, side by side. One of the few creatures that has adapted to this hostile environment is the lesser flamingo. In fact, Lake Natron is their most important breeding ground in the world. They build their nests on small islands of salt that form in the lake, just high enough to be safe from the caustic water. It's a delicate balance for these flamingos. The lake is a cradle of life, a sanctuary where they can raise their young away from predators. But for any other creature, a single misstep means becoming a permanent part of the lake's grim collection. Think about the sheer silence of this place. The only sounds are the wind and the distant calls of the flamingos. As you walk the shoreline, you're surrounded by these eerie statues. They are not skeletons picked clean by they are whole bodies, perfectly intact, trapped in a moment of time. A bat hangs upside down, its wings slightly open. A swallow lies on its side, beak pointing towards the sky. They are memorials to a single fatal mistake. It's as if time itself stopped for them the moment they touched the water. This phenomena forces us to question our understanding of the natural world. We tend to think of nature in terms of cycles, life, death, and decay. But Lake Natron defies this cycle. Here, death is not an end, but a transformation into a different state of being a permanent mineral existence. The lake doesn't just take life, it preserves it in a way that is both beautiful and terrifying. Are the local legends so far from the truth? Perhaps the idea of a curse is just an ancient way of describing a natural power so extreme, so beyond normal comprehension, that it feels supernatural. When science can only explain part of the story, it leaves room for mystery, for wonder, and for a little bit of fear. The petrified animals of Lake Natron are a powerful reminder that there are still places on Earth that operate by their own set of rules, forces of nature, so bizarre they seem to belong to another world entirely. They stand there waiting, not for life to return, but perhaps for us to notice, to look closer, and to acknowledge the profound and sometimes frightening mysteries that lie just beyond the known world. If you've ever felt frozen in place, unable to move forward, maybe the story of this lake can serve as a strange kind of inspiration. Don't let circumstances turn you to stone. If you find these journeys into the unknown as fascinating as we do, subscribe to Beyond Known. Let's keep exploring the mysteries together.